wake up, don't apologize. It was just one night. You can't tell me it wasn't right. And I can see you burst into my life. You say you've got.
Hey guys, what is going on? Is Lazy Modding here today, and we're going to be doing some farming in North Dakota as we generally do almost every Monday and Saturday. So appreciate everyone hopping on, tuning out. We'll see how long we go tonight. Fortunately, I got a cankers for this morning, so you know we'll see how we go. So we're gonna be doing some spring stuff. We got some weeds to spray. We have a hired hand doing some field work. And yeah, so nothing too terribly exciting, unfortunately, today, but something still's got to get stuff done. So we are going to spray a little bit here, and yeah, so trying to decide how I want to go about this because there's a lot of weeds on this field. So guess we can do. Looks pretty close. Definitely gonna be running some GPS though, that's for certain. So we'll be at 90 degrees. There's our GPS tracks. What's going on, Riley Garrett? Not much going on here anyway, so we're just doing a little bit of killing weeds, I guess, for the first part of this here. So, you go forward. Just see how much. Hopefully we don't need any more herbicide, but we'll have to watch and see here. Don't need that showing. Don't need that showing. If y'all are just tuning in, welcome to the stream, everyone. So, we're just chilling, average Monday night stream, so. Oh, whoops. Bell monitor shouldn't be showing the fill level of the sprayer. We'll fix that. Also not sure what happened in the support bar. Weird. Okay. Hello, Mr. Simulation. What is going on, Straight Ham? Yeah, trying to find a new map to play on is always the hardest thing, I feel like. If you guys haven't yet, and you're not a subscriber, make sure you do hit that subscribe button. So, I will try to give a shout out whenever I can during the stream. So, yeah. question. You did the video adding alfalfa, but why did you not show it working in game? So the reason I did that was first off, it pretty much, as long as it's showing those files working right in the i3D editor and you just got everything set up right, it should work in game really easy. The main reason I didn't do it was, so I was doing that on my secondary monitor, which is a 16 by 9 monitor. My the monitor the game's set to is the one we're using right now, which is the 43 by 18. So the aspect ratio is a little bit off. Um, that video is already, yeah. Oh, I can guarantee you it works, or at least if you if you're able to follow along with the instructions that Antler provided, and then the video as kind of as just guide, it should definitely work. So that was like my fifth time doing it. So like I did the same exact thing here on Spring Creek. I can show you guys it on Spring Creek. So here's alfalfa. I have green rye on here too, and I have silage corn. So like alfalfa is planted in those three fields. And all that's set up the exact same way as I did it in the video. Like I literally used Spring Creek as my test just to make sure that everything would work smooth. So the only reason I didn't do the video on Spring Creek is the i3D text file for Spring Creek is just so massively large that it takes a solid like minute for it to load, and then it's like almost trying to go up and down through it. So that's, yeah. I would have done it on Spring Creek just because I already did it and I know exactly how it works. But the hardest thing is probably just making sure that all, you know your file paths is the hardest thing. So uh, are you saying like the field goes back to grass or the field type that it drops? It stays alfalfa when you cut the field, but it does drop a grass or a hay windrow. So that's more steps than I felt like trying to explain to people. And honestly, I haven't even added it myself, so it's just, in my opinion, to make sure things work right, it works a lot easier if you can just keep it with grass instead of trying to add another fill type in. So, because the way I set my rations up is if it required like clover hay or alfalfa hay, I just went and edited it and just added in just normal hay. So, same thing with like the silages and stuff. That way, so it was just a lot easier compatibility wise. Because when you start adding extra fill types, that's really when things can start getting tricky. So you're going to start messing with a lot of diffuse, a lot of textures. So yeah, it's I did in Switch. I don't know how long spraying will take, but I'll kind of show you the recipe. Actually, I can do it real quick once we get done with this row. Um, Actually, what we'll do here is disengage our GPS. Let's hire a worker. Okay. Let me go here and hire. Oh, so this is how it's going to be. Okay, I see how it is. Let me get this guy going just real quick here. So we started here, started there. Not even doing any headland. Okay. Now that that's going, I can kind of show. So I have a edited, or I have Mace Plus running, and I have a I edited the food add-on thing uh, to where I can add the extra stuff in here. So kind of show you what I did here. Plus food add-on. So when you open up the food add-on, you really don't have a ton of stuff you can change. I added on the Maze Plus version before this, I added a few extra things um, via scripts and stuff, but I just decided it's not worth the time because they keep changing all this and it breaks stuff. So to edit like food types, if you just open the animal food XML that's in that file, can I scroll down here to like these recipes? You don't really want to mess with the ones that are like the standard recipes, just because like the robotic feeders and stuff all use that, so it can really mess things up. But like this Forge 2, which is that the recipe that I generally use when I'm mixing my hay or my TMR, just because it allows for a little bit bigger change of stuff per se. So for example, like if I did add alfalfa to the map and I can make it compatible with Maze Plus, it's like dry alfalfa windrow right here. But I also have it where I can substitute it for dry grass windrow, and like the same thing with like maize silage here, then grass silage, and just normal silage here. So that way, so then I can basically just change things how I need it instead of trying to like do some of these other recipes where it's like, for example, this one here, it's like it requires either dry clover or dry alfalfa. And if you don't have those implemented in that map, you basically have to buy the bales. So a lot of these other field types just kind of went to trash. This one's not bad. I think the straw requirement's a little too much in my opinion, but yeah. So then you can kind of add your own, but it takes a little bit more work because you have to make them a fill type and figure out how to add the fill type to it. So it takes a little bit more work to add extras to it. But so yeah, that's kind of how I did it. So I'll just let him go off. I don't not to. Let's just add it here. I can run over here and kind of look at this mixer setup here. Of course, it's not hooked to a tractor, so it won't pop up. What did I do? So like, for example, like you can kind of just see where like we have alfalfa and hay that will work together. Um, brewer's grain will also work together, and just a bunch of other fill types that I thought should go together instead of trying to make it a painful process of adding like 5,000 into it. So so that's that. I doubt we get terribly far into it just because kind of doing tillage, so it's kind of hard to go through it. Hopefully, we'll be done. It says about 26 minutes, so we'll see. But yeah, so there's really not a ton of extra stuff to do right now. It's just kind of get some little bit of tillage done on a couple fields that I didn't get to in the fall, and then spray weeds in that one field, and that's pretty much really it. So we'll eventually get this field of barley to. We got 2 fields of barley that we'll end up cutting, or harvesting, I guess would be the proper term. So, but yeah. So then we're off to plant. So if you mulch, like, so I went in and I just took the alfalfa down, basically all the way down, so it just wasn't sitting there all winter. So this is kind of what it looks like here. So kind of mulched it down with the bush hog. And if you go out to the 8R, so this is also another crop type that I kind of added. Well, necessarily added, but changed the textures to is the corn. So I haven't. We're gonna go through a season and see how I think. I think this stuff would look a lot better as silage corn instead of just normal grain corn, but we'll see. So yeah, I have a small feeling that we might not make it, so we'll see. I don't know if we have anything in this caddy or not over here. It's like a little miniature sprayer support truck. Looks awfully weird, I ain't gonna lie though. Congratulations, there it is. Probably too much for your computer to run. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. So we're gonna go in construction. I don't know how much of this will actually fit on that truck or not, but we'll see how much we can get. I will be able to fit all three with ease. Very cool. Well, that should give us enough herbicide to get by for that field at least. That's the only field that we have weed issues in anyway, so we should be set. As long as, I mean, the sprayer might not even actually run out. I don't actually know. So just if you don't need it, we'll unload it and voila. But if we need it, then we have it. So just take her and run her down. Set it up so it's able to be used if it needs to be. One of these streams will be able to show off the bale monitor. It's getting closer being done. It's on a tractor in here, but I don't think we'll be doing and baling today, unfortunately. Maybe Saturday's stream. Let's park it on the side of the road down here. It'll be less of a pain to have to worry about. You can see a little bit of barley in this field. The version of this map that I'm currently running is a edited version by me that has custom stuff on it. So this version that I am streaming is not available to the public. So you can see we got a little bit of barley on here. According to the yield, it will be insane amount of yield. So we'll cut it, harvest it with the combine, and then we will go out there and bale the straw up, stick it in a shed, and voila. So fields are definitely worth a lot of money, even though they're just for could care less about the grain. I'm more for the byproduct, but the grain helps pay the bills. So it's what's got us through winter until now. So our next sell stuff will be off in June, I think. So, but yeah, so it's not about taking a loan out and getting another planner for spring just so we can get stuff done, knocked out faster. But we'll see. I should be able to pay it back pretty easily with all the grain we have. So even if everything was $1 a liter, we would still be making pretty decent money. So I don't actually know how many liters of corn we have because like the silo display thing shows it in giant liters, and then I don't actually know what happened to the corn because it only says 35 bushels, but we clearly have a lot more than 35 bushels. So I'm not sure. Not sure where that 35 comes from, but yeah, floats the boat, I guess. So guess you can see what. Not really anything we need. I don't think we really need another crane hopper, unfortunately. Definitely don't need that. Don't really use forage boxes. Don't need a grain truck. And we already have a loader, so. Fortunately, it doesn't really look like anything there that we need. So. Also planning on getting. Either trading this while they're out or getting at least another one. Let's go find the one I have my sights set on. So this is the one that we have our sights set on here, so we will see how she rolls. So a bit of a expensive investment, but I think it'll work out pretty good eventually. So works at 13. I think that goes like 9. So I think we can try to actually get more acres out of the deer than any others. Yeah, actually probably not. Now that I'm reading about it anyway. So we'll see. We might just get another Heston. So this truck's full of seed, ready to go for the season. Don't think we actually have any seed in those, so that drill got done doing alfalfa. Definitely not realistic, but yeah. So have to get all this stuff hooked up here in the next couple days. Actually, we'll have to get all this stuff hooked up too because we'll be doing barley harvest. But surprised we didn't actually need to do any cultivating this year, luckily. But you'd probably sell them, but they're really not that like expensive to upkeep. So like it's only 23 and 20, so I'm not too. They're there when we need them. So, but yeah, so. A little land all that we were using on the alfalfa field to break it up. So yeah, this dude will probably get some beans going with it and then do corn. I'd love to get another deer planter, another NT here, and just knock it out because it runs a little bit better than the big drill. And most of our stuff we can use that on. So kind of was waiting on for it to go on sale, to be honest. So it's not about going a stack folder out, but you can't really compare 12.2 meters to 17.8, or heck, you go up to the DB 120 and it's 36.5. So, but yeah, so or even running the Kinsey at points. So, because I think yeah, it goes a little bit faster than. So yeah, decisions, decisions, decisions. So we don't have that much to choose from when it comes to drills. So we just went and got the smaller one here and grain cart and voila. So and of course we have the deer for 455, 455. Holy crap. But yeah, so. Well, good thing we brought the support truck out there. Yeah, it wasn't terribly far from being done. I didn't expect it to last all the way. So hopefully it works with the trigger right and we don't have to. I don't know if any of you guys have been on when we had to deal with the trigger on this truck or not, but definitely makes for some interesting times. Enough to where I have to pull up the HUD so I know if it's gonna work right or not. That worked out pretty well. Worked out pretty well. So we will get this dude back to going again. What is going on? Technically F1. Trying to see, we can't figure out where we stopped at. Okay. Let that dude get to going. Yeah. At least the plowing will be done before too long, so. I haven't decided if I actually want to go through plowing these other fields yet or not. This other quadrant of 44 wants to be plowed, and 43 wants to be plowed. But 43 won't take too long. This quadrant might take a little bit. Took like an hour, a little bit more than an hour to do this. So it's gonna be fun is getting all this down here planted. That's where I want the two seaters at, and just set them up to run side by side at this point, because That one's going to take a while. I need to do something with 42 as well. It just kind of sits there idle. So, we, so not a ton going on. I'd like to get these numbers up a little bit, but it definitely looks to be a nitrogen issue. Eh, I wouldn't say really a lot. There's still a crap ton to span to for sure. I just know it takes forever to get from here to there. It's like 13 minutes to hit, and you're just like, holy crap. So I'd like to get these values up on our PF, but it looks to be like nitrogen's our issue and tillage. So I'm hoping this next round of harvest can bump those up. I'd like to get this a little bit higher than a 61, but the 80s are fine, 72 is fine. Not sure why this is a 55, but it is what it is. Let's turn those off. Don't need them really on. Before I forget about it, because this tractor does not need to be on there. Yeah, unfortunately, I think I'll have to pass on your offer just due to the mods. So, little bit too many private things on here. Private or work in progress mods. I think people would be happy. Unfortunately, I'd love to do a multiplayer, but I just can't. Can't really risk it, unfortunately. Also, cannot wait to run out of straw so I can replace it with this. Because this needs help. It's got the 3D tin, not the normal map tin, so it looks weird compared to the rest of it. So, plus, I think this shed looks just a lot better in itself. So, we got like 7, or I think we're down to actually, we're down to 5 now. Straw bales left, and then this one's going to be what's going to take a while to get done because there's 159 bales in this one. So, I should probably start feeding those bales out. Probably wait for the calves to come next month. I gotta figure out what to do with them. But that will increase the needs a little bit. Yeah, I definitely get DMs like at least 5 a day asking if this mod's private or public. So I would have to agree with you on that statement. So we also need to do something with this other quadrant of this field too. So we will try to man this ourselves and see how it goes. little wider on that than I wanted that to be wide, but oh well. What incarnation? Try to zoom out. What in the world? Just want to zoom out. So, just kind of go and get some tillage done on these fields. So there's always one big field at all in this area. I just did not have the patience to have to put up with such a giant field. So just kind of waiting. Decided to cut it apart a little. I think that was a very wise move on my end. Because if we planted this entire area of corn, I could not imagine how much yield we'd have. It'd be through the roof. I ain't gonna lie, we're probably gonna be close to 2 million liters in corn produced this year, which is just monumentally insane. So next round we should start doing a little bit more of a, I wouldn't necessarily say a cover crop, but we'll plant rye after corn harvest, and then we'll cut it for um, crop silage, and then we will plant beans into it. So that's the best move. So I don't mind doing silage corn, but at sometimes you always wonder if just wrapping some bales individually would help for some things. So or we might chop it and put it in a bunker. I haven't made my mind up yet. Just to make sure we get that corner covered good there. Yeah, you definitely look at the fields on this map and think, oh, that won't take very long. And then you're out here for 2 hours doing it. It's kind of close to making me want to switch it to 5 month seasons, but I haven't done that yet. So we'll see. So I'm gonna hire a worker off on there just so it's going. So we do have, we're expecting like another 60 head next month of cows, calves. So I'm trying to mentally make a plan of how I want to go about that, because It's a lot of calves. Thought about building more into this field here. And then just planting another field of alfalfa just to try to keep up with it. So, want something that's not terribly far from the farm. There's a solid chance we just make this square into alfalfa. Or this square into alfalfa. And then just nice long rows that we can just fly up and down. But just trying to decide on how I want to go about this is not the funnest thing in the world at this moment. I think what I might go do is download I don't know why I don't actually have it downloaded, but Western Iowa's his heifer barn area. I think that would be because I don't want to throw calves in a feedlot. So I wish so bad that, we had like proper calves like we did back in 19. You have your steers, your bulls, your heifers. Man, that'd be really nice. I can't lie. Actually, I know I can't really install it right now, but we'll go and download it. Yeah, look, he's a Google search trend. Forget he doesn't use different. This should be it here. Download. Download. Perfect. So just replace the file to it when we reload. I don't know how many of you guys are on when we started the stream. You can probably hear me kind of like mess up words. So I do have like a sore in my mouth that's like kind of like in the front. So every time I talk, it hurts. So there's a solid chance we'll end the stream earlier than normal tonight, just because, yeah, it not the most amazing feeling. So I'm gonna try to make it to an hour, but I don't know how much farther I can go after that. So I don't. This is my first time of like actively talking today, so I get canker sores horribly bad. No matter, no matter what I try to do, it's always getting canker sores, and it is the not the funnest thing ever. So, so hopefully soon this barn will be getting closer to y'all's mod folders. So the front is a little bit different. I did make it a little bit taller, and I didn't add the trim to it just because, from my perspective, I don't think it was needed, and it was also I felt like it was too short. So, yeah. So basically, it just goes all the way up to the rafter now. So I feel like that's a little bit better. It makes it a little bit more open, but it does have all the color options that you could wish for. I have so many sheds, it's not even funny. Some of these I really just don't use. I need to remove them. But yeah, so like, your basic white change the color of the sides there, and then change the color of the roof, and then change the color of the trim, and voila. So it's nice and fancy. This is also another one I want to try to get out one of these days. I just haven't had time. Auto save. So because like now we don't need like 4 of these anymore. We just need 1. So they're not bad. They're just definitely getting a little bit older than they should. I'd love to redo this pack. Be awesome. What is this? There's honestly buildings on here I have never actually seen before. So I don't really ever use this pack anymore, so I can probably get rid of those. I don't really ever often use my commodity building anymore. These hay sheds can go because I don't need them. I don't mind these buildings per se. They're not, kind of like the look of it. It's a little small for, that's like the size of the one shed. So that one's a little bit bigger. But like all these carport things, I just don't really need them anymore. And then Elk Mountain Ranch. So, but yeah, just like I need to do an update for these two. Need to make it a little bit better. I think it's actually, yeah, that's using 3D10 too. So do a bigger version of those and make magic happen. So if we don't get this second pile used, we're gonna be in a world of hurt because I don't want to not do any silage this year. But I don't know if we're gonna get through that entire pile or not, unfortunately. Let's go. I keep watching this tractor just in case if maintenance goes down more. It just has an insane amount of hours on it for it's like been on the farm for like 4 months, so this one should be wrapping up pretty soon. So we can go ahead and take the Cascadia back. We'll probably end up selling this truck just because it's not really meant to be a farm truck per se. Also annoys me how loud it gets anytime you take your foot off the gas. You do a little driveway work up here too. It's a little bit of a bump. We're just gonna go here and just unload the one crate. So really see the reason keeping it in there. So go and just throw it in the shed so it's not in the weather. Oops. A little too long on the throttle. So that's our seed truck there. It's full of seed. What are you blocked by? Interesting. Managed to go this entire time without running into a pole, and I literally gets like the last pass and it hits a pole. This is where sometimes I wish I just had some people on Discord. So I could just be quiet and they could just carry the stream, because sometimes this just isn't the most amazing. So, okay, guys, I think I'm gonna go ahead and call this one a stream here. Like I said, I'd love to go longer. I just don't have it in me tonight. Um, so, if you guys haven't, please do feel free to hit that subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to me. Whenever y'all do that, our numbers have been growing pretty steadily the last couple weeks, so I do appreciate it big time. But yeah, so sure hit that like button and hit the subscribe button if you wouldn't mind. If you don't, that's okay too. I'm not gonna get mad. But yeah, I hope you guys have a good week. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. But yeah, so once again, thank you guys for hopping on. It really does mean a lot to me. So once again, sorry that it's short. I just don't have it this evening. So I will catch